One important aspect about Feature 27 is to use many techniques to review or introduce new vocabulary. Students learn many new vocabulary words all the time. A way I can apply this to my classroom is to create a printout with the word definition and an example, like whether it's whether it's a sentence or an example of like a real world object on the printout, and students can draw a picture to help them remember the word. Also talk about if it has multiple meanings, and list them out as well, like have them printed out with their definition, and they can draw a picture to match the definition. And then they can glue it into their vocabulary journal, their reading journal, their literacy journal, like whatever journal they may have. Just glue it into their ELA journal. So they can go back and look on those vocabulary words that we learned. Important aspect of Feature 28 is to review during, before, during, and at the end of a lesson. When stopping in the middle, the review should slide right into the next thing you're talking about. It's an informal review to see what students know or don't know, or to refresh their memory. One way I can apply this is to integrate stopping points within my lesson and make sure that they make sense where I'm stopping, and see if the connection flows or if the stopping point is really relevant to the end product or to the understanding for the student. An important aspect of Feature 29 is to be specific when giving feedback. Give feedback that validates students' work or interaction, and that is also can be academically supported. To model for students the correct way to respond academically, and use facial expressions and body language to communicate with them, and encourage them. I can apply this by intentionally modeling correct forms of responses, and also elaborate when giving feedback instead of good job. Make sure that I validate every student, even those who tend to be quiet, and encouraging someone, or simply in the middle of a lesson, use body language or facial features to communicate and give that support to students. An important aspect of Feature 30 is to assess students throughout the lesson. It can even be before the lesson to see what background knowledge they have or not, and assess students individually to determine if they have learned anything. I can apply this by placing informal assessments throughout the whole lesson. In the end, assess students individually to see what they have learned or if they have learned. Doesn't necessarily mean pen and paper, but if they can apply what they learned to an example or problem. A takeaway from the video is to constantly review and assess. English learners, you have to be very thoughtful with the language and to assess students throughout the lesson. I can apply this by doing quick checks during a lesson to assess. I can do thumbs up, thumbs down like they did in the video. I can also review vocabulary words to help students remember or learn that vocabulary word before moving on.